A ship cuts through the mist, its timbers groaning with age, its sails worn by the breath of storms long past. This is the Ship of Theseus, a vessel remade plank by plank until none of its original wood remains. And yet, it sails on under the same name, tracing familiar paths across the sea. Is it still the same ship that first met the waves, or merely a replica cloaked in memory? This question lingers like a fog, weightless but haunting. This is no idle myth, but a living riddle, a paradox that drifts through the quiet harbors of the mind. Each replaced piece asks if a ship is gradually rebuilt by replacing all its parts, one by one. Is the final result still the same ship, or is it a new one? The Ship of Theseus becomes a mirror, reflecting the way change shapes all things, bodies, selves, and stories. To ponder it is to face the quiet tremor of time, to know how names outlive forms, and to wonder what, if anything, truly persists. In the quiet depths of ancient thought, the Ship of Theseus drifts into view, a paradox set afloat by Plutarch, philosopher and keeper of questions. He was the first to ask this paradoxical question. The riddle echoes like waves on reason's shore, unsettling what we think and what we know of identity. With each replaced plank, each newly driven nail, the ship transforms. The mast that once towered from ancient oak is swapped for another. Sails torn by storms are sewn anew. Yet the ship continues, bearing the same name, cutting the same path across the sea. To the eye, it is unchanged, but beneath the surface, a deeper shift stirs. If nothing of the original remains, what gives this vessel continuity? Its shape? Its purpose? Its name? The enigma beckons thought into deeper waters. Then comes a twist. Imagine the discarded parts, the worn timbers, frayed ropes, and rusted bolts, gathered and reassembled somewhere else. A second ship rises, composed entirely of what it once was. Now, two ships stand before us, one continually renewed and the other faithfully reconstructed. Both claim the same identity, the same soul, but only one can be the true Ship of Theseus, if such a truth even exists. Plutarch's question is not merely about boats, but about being. The ship becomes a symbol of the body, of memory, of the self. Which version holds the essence, the form shaped by change, or the pieces clinging to their past? This paradox doesn't offer any answers. It asks us to look inward, to trace the threads of what lasts when everything else slips away. The Ship of Theseus sails not only across the sea, but through the heart of human existence. Its mystery casts a shadow over the self, a vessel no less weathered by time's unyielding tides. The body renews itself, cell by cell, until no trace of its first form remains. Memories shift like sand, reshaped by the currents of experience. Are we the same person who first set sail on life's voyage? Or do we become strangers, cloaked in the name we carry? This question drifts like a fog over the soul, stirring a quiet reckoning with the flux that defines being. The human form is a ship in constant renewal. Every 7 years, the body's cells, skin, bone, and blood are replaced, a silent reconstruction beneath the surface of awareness. The child who laughed under the summer sky becomes the elder who gazed at winter's dusk, yet no single cell endures from one to the other. The heart that beats, the hand that grasps, and the eyes that see, they are new, yet bear the same name. Like the ship, the self is rebuilt, plank by plank, yet claims continuity. What threads this fleeting form together? Is it the shape of the body, the rhythm of its breath, or something deeper, unanchored from the flesh? Memories, too, are planks that shift. They are not fixed, but fluid, reshaped by time, tinted by emotion, and eroded by forgetfulness. The moments of joy, the sting of loss, and the lessons carved in our youth are all retold within the mind, each recollection a new layer over the old. Trauma fractures the narrative, its weight bending the timbers of the self, Healing weaves them anew, yet the scars persist, altering the story. The mind, like a shipwright, rebuilds the past, but each repair changes the vessel. The Ship of Theseus mirrors this human voyage. Just as the ship's planks are swapped, the self is remade, cell by cell, memory by memory, wound by wound. Yet it claims the same name, the same story, the same soul. This paradox is no mere thought experiment, but a reflection of existence itself, a question of what lasts when all is in flux. Is the self a pattern, a rhythm, a name whispered across the years? Or is it something intangible, a spark that burns beneath the ever-changing surface? The ship sails on, its hull renewed, its wake a testament to the mystery of a self that shifts yet somehow survives. John Locke, with philosopher's precision, placed memory at the core of identity. The self, he argued, is woven through recollection, a continuous chain linking the child's laughter to the elder's sigh. To be is to remember, the warmth of joy, the ache of grief, the moments that form our inner shape. Memory, then, is the ship's log, a record of passage of who we were and who we became. But memory is no compass fixed to the truth. It fades, it warps, it rewrites. The tale we tell today may not be the one that we lived. When memory fails, the question sharpens. In the fog of amnesia or the erosion of Alzheimer's, where past and self unravel, does identity vanish with them? Trauma fractures memory too, scattering it into shards. Yet even in the brokenness, something remains, a presence that cannot be fully named. Some turn to experience instead, the living of life moment by moment as the thread of identity. Each joy, each sorrow, every breath taken and bruise earned shapes the vessel anew. These are not just memories, but raw becoming. And yet, experience is like a river. Its waters shift, reshape, never the same twice. Beneath both memory and experience lies a deeper mystery. Is there something that cannot be replaced? A spark, a pattern, a pulse that persists beneath a changing form. The Ship of Theseus bears its name across the years, no matter how it is rebuilt. So too might the self, changing endlessly, yet holding a hidden thread. The paradox does not offer certainty, it offers a mirror. We gaze into it and see a self that is both fragment and whole, fleeting and enduring, a vessel remade, yet somehow still ours. In this quiet reckoning, where memory, experience, and mystery entwine, the soul charts its course, sailing a sea with no final map, only a question: what is it that truly stays? The Ship of Theseus sails into the modern age, where identity blurs and the self is reshaped by circuits, genes, and images. As technology rebuilds the human vessel, digitizing minds, cloning bodies, replacing limbs, the ancient anomaly finds new relevance. If consciousness is uploaded, if flesh is traded for code, what remains of the one who first set sail? Imagine a mind transcribed into silicon, a digital soul adrift in a virtual sea. If it thinks, remembers, and calls itself by your name, is it still you, or a shadow with borrowed light? The Ship of Theseus shifts from wood to waveform, its identity now a spark leaping from blood to bite. Cloning too presses this riddle. A body made cell for cell stands as a perfect twin, yet wakes with no past. Prosthetics extend the metaphor. Steel and silicon replace sinew, and the body becomes a mosaic of memory and machine. How many pieces can be swapped before the self dissolves? Deepfakes add another layer. False faces, familiar voices, digital masks that mimic identity. If others believe that the shadow is real, does it become part of the self? This paradox drifts outward, from private soul to public gaze, posing identity not just as being, but as perception. Even society echoes the ship's riddle. Nations change laws, cities rebuild, and cultures evolve, yet old names endure. A civilization remade still claims its ancient soul. Like the self, the collective carries forward, under the same flag, even as its parts transform. Modern life replaces planks faster than ever, and still, the question stands, what ties the vessel together? Is it form, memory, or name? Maybe something deeper, an invisible thread of longing that survives every change. The Ship of Theseus offers no recourse, however, only a mirror, and in its reflection, we sail, ever becoming, never still. Beneath the swirl of memories, choices, and change, a steady hum persists, not just what we are, but what endures when everything else moves. The stories we tell stitch the self across time. Triumphs, losses, and moments of grace, they become the logbook of identity. The narrative binds us, even as it bends with age. Yet, when memory fades or fragments, the story may slip its thread. Still, something speaks in silence between its lines. Choices carved in the soul's silhouette. Each act, each word is a plank placed by will. But choices fade too. The one who dared in youth is not the same who reflects in age. Identity may not lie in any single decision, but in the echo they leave behind the shape of a wake, not in motion, but the awe. Beneath both story and choice is a deeper current. Longing, a quiet persistent flame, the drive to mean something, to connect, to remain. It cannot be replaced, only followed. And in this stillness, the heart charts its own course. The ship is remade, yet it still sails. And that is the mystery. Not to solve, but to sail within. In the fog, two ships emerge, one sailing forward, built anew, the other lingering in memory, its old planks held like relics. We are both, the one that moves and the one remembered. This paradox reflects a deeper truth. The self is not what stays the same, but what persists through all that changes. Identity is a thread, fragile, fluid, yet strong. It echoes all across time, the laughter of youth in an elder's breath, the healed wound that still remembers pain, and the longing that outlasts the object. To ponder the ship is to take the helm of the self, to sail not in search of stasis, but in embrace of change. The Ship of Theseus carries no final answer, only a name that endures. It sails through the sea of time, a beacon not of certainty, but of persistence. We are that name, remade, remembered, and still our very selves. Thank you for watching.